Awesome. Well, welcome to our very first Caper support call for our specialists. So I'm really excited to be with you and have Barb Toberman from John Paul Mitchell Systems, who is, our biggest cheerleader and supporter, especially for this event, with us on the call to share her expertise. So thank you, Barb, so much for coming. Barb and I are going to talk about some key things, so some reminders that we have that we've already presented but wanted to get out to you again, but also to share with you those of you that have, recently joined in as a Caper specialist. So, some of your schools have decided to do some changeover and added you in, and we want to make sure you get all of the information that you need. We'll also talk about our Caper weekly focuses. So we previously used to do iTunes U, but however, the iTunes U isn't the direction we want to go in this year. So we are going to have more of a one-on-one direct link to me at any time with weekly focuses and then a monthly call, so that you really are engaged and touching and talking to someone in real life versus going on to a course. Next year, however, we will potentially have an e-learning course available to you that will be on demand and available anytime. But again, Barb and I are always available. So we may move back into that direction. But this year we wanted to see how we would really enjoy the personalization of this Caper support. And then we want to open it up for some Q&A for you if there's anything that you really need answers for. We want to be able to have your voice be heard. So reminders for some important dates. Our kickoff is October 2nd, so that's coming up pretty quickly. Our Caper sales are from the day of kickoff until January 15th. So realize that date is extended this year versus last year because of our event being in March. We wanted to give you more time to sell and have your future professionals participate in the experience of the Caper event sales, but also we wanted to avoid the holiday chaos of submitting all of the things that you need to during the holiday season when some of you are off. So that registration and getting those bags in, it can be a lot. So we really wanted to test the waters and see if this extension is going to be helpful, which I know it will be. Your Caper product reorder. So orders for your original Caper kickoff was August 15th. So your reorder, for those of you that sell out of your product or need to order more, is December 15th. That is your deadline for that reorder. So keep that in mind. And then our Caper event is March 26th through March 28th of 2019. So as a reminder, Caper this year is again at Disneyland in Anaheim, California. Beautiful weather, beautiful California, and right in my backyard, which is really, and Barb's backyard, literally, is really exciting for us. And, we had such great feedback from this last experience, and we wanted to do it again this year here because of that great feedback. So our theme is Be You, and we have that create your custom mix. And so I'm going to turn it over to Barb, and she's going to go over some really great information that some of you have already heard, but we have had new developments in some of our marketing materials that Barb will share with you. So Barb, you want to go ahead and jump on in with me?
Certainly. Thanks so much, Jen. Do you want to go ahead and bring up the next slide?
Yeah.
Yeah, so just as last year, when was the very first time that future professionals had the opportunity to purchase their tickets outright. And because we just never know the ebbs and flows of product purchases, we wanted to reinvent Caper to make it easier for you to manage from a financial perspective, and also for your guests to be able to experience the products that resonate with them most, and so that you can customize it to your market. So really looking at what are top sellers in your area and focusing on those for Caper. So we do have the 4 price points as we did last year. And I know that we, pardon me, provided the setup recommendations for Millennium, which does show you the unit value. So basically your $30 and $38 promotions, which is Be Confident and Be Renewed, are going to count as 1 caper bag. And then your $55 one is going to count as 2 caper bags, and then your tool, I believe, counts as 4. But anyway, you can see here's the gray caper bags, and so again, they're the same sturdy, beautiful material as last year. They're going to merchandise fantastically for you. And then the POP, the point of purchase little signage, is included in the caper planner, and the price is rewritable on these POPs. So I want to bring that up because I know some schools in the past have said that they like to customize the pricing so tax is included. It's an easier conversation to say $32 tax included than $30 plus tax. It's completely up to you how you want to do it. But you can customize all of those prices on these materials to fit what's going to work best with your sales model in your school. And Jen, could you go back 1 page, please, or 1 slide? So for those of you that might be new at this, I would want to point out these are screen grabs from the PM Planner or the Caper Planner. And so these merchandising shots have been set up, recommendations have been set up very thoughtfully because the merchandising is really key to the sell-through. So think Bath and Body Works. Think about when you go in there, all of the products that are available on the 3 for $30 or whatever, 3 for $20, they're all merchandised together. And because these are products that are also available for you open stock every day, merchandising is key. And that's why Bridget, who is our merchandising director, created this special display image you see on the left and then extended it onto a shelving display so that you can dedicate 1 shelf per type of promotion. What you don't want to do is have everything jammed onto your special display because it's going to create too much confusion. You want to make sure the products and the signage that align with the pricing and that are included in that particular offering are merchandised together and in an organized fashion. It's going to make it easier for sell-through. It's going to make it more shoppable for your guests. And it's also going to make it easier for you to manage your inventory and restocking for this promotion.
Beautiful.
Okay, go ahead, Jen. Thank you. Anything else that you wanted to add for that?
No, just we do have, if you'll notice on that bag where it says, so the front of the bag where it says Be Confident, Be Colorful, there is a blank spot where it says B, and that's our customizable fill-in area for you to have your future professionals or your guests really be interactive and custom tailor that word. It could be anything that they come up with. So that's something that was really cool, and I thank Barb and her team for making that such an awesome interactive item for us this year. And then here is those customizable rewritable menus. So here it is not going to show you that it's rewritable because it is a screenshot, but you will get those rewritable items. So that's something amazing that we can't. I just really can't thank John Paul Mitchell Systems and Barb and her team for consistently knocking caper marketing and everything out of the park every single year. It gets better and better, and we are so thankful to have their support. And then
thanks, Jen.
this
That's
one,
really kind of you. Oh, I'm
my
sorry.
pleasure.
I do want to. Could I say one more thing on the rewritable? So
Of
you
course.
guys, if you're familiar with how rewritable forms have worked in the past, you would have this funky blue box around the text that was editable. So I just want you to know that Adobe has changed that now. And in order for you to figure out what's rewritable, you literally have to go in there and explore. But I want to reassure you that we made the pricing and the products on these menus. So this is what you'll want to present to your guests. It's a sales tool. Please print them in color. Just print one set in color for each future professional. Put them in a sheet protector. But you can delete some of the products from here that you're not carrying and edit the pricing. Thanks, Jen. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, you're amazing. We actually would love for you to talk about this next item, that there's more coming. So not just having these items, but, we need to talk about the social media aspect, especially with all of our future professionals, being so savvy with social media. So Barb, you want to share some of the items that you will be providing as well?
Yes, absolutely. So additionally, in the PM Planner to the POP, there are some custom items that you can order from Intuitive Design, just like every bi-monthly period. Bridget will have like some window decals and stuff, so you have that option, as well as banners and stuff. So check that out because those have a longer lead time. But additionally, there's going to be a wide variety of social media support coming. So I love these comic graphics that Jen put in here, but rest assured they will be all on brand with Caper, with our BU messaging, and these will be social media assets that your school will be able to use to drive in people to be them and be themselves and enjoy these savings on these custom promotions, as well as your future professionals, along with, I know, the approved text and messaging that Jen's going to make sure that you guys have. But so all of these items, along with the Caper Planner, are going to be posted on the hub for you to resource. These social media assets are due to be complete by September 15th. They're in production right now, so that'll be in plenty of time for your Caper kickoff.
Yay. I mean, look at that. 15 social media assets that are, static, but also with animation. I mean, that is going to be huge and a lot of work to really put together. But the fact that there's going to be 15 available for you to pick and choose, and your future professionals to pick and choose, you couldn't have asked for, anything more, really. So just another reminder that, your orders were due August 15th. So I hope all of you were able to make that deadline or slightly after. If you have not placed your orders or are not aware if your orders have been placed, please reach out to myself and Barb right away so we can make sure that you are set up for success. If you do not know, please reach out also to your director and owners to make sure maybe someone on your team did. We do realize that Caper specialists are not always the one who places the order, but we want to make sure your kickoff is successful and that you have your products and everything ready. So for this week, we are going to focus on creating, your Caper timeline for your kickoff. So you need to really focus on creating your Caper committee in your school. So this is your future professionals that you want to have participate in your committee, as well as your team members. You want to share that Caper mission statement with your team. And for those of you that don't know, the Caper mission statement lives on the PM Planner. It's, a great mission statement for you to just, get your team really focused and excited for the event. You want to schedule your product knowledge classes for the learning leaders on all the information that we just shared, as well as, the different products that are available within the menu for the Caper sales, so that they know how to sell the products properly to help the future professionals with that follow through of closing that, sale. You want to schedule your Circle of Influence class for Caper. So for your future professionals, you want to make sure you do a Circle of Influence class before slightly after the Caper event, so that they know who they can reach out to right away to make those sales. So that would be their family, their friends, and then reaching out of that circle of influence, to neighbors and coworkers and on and on. So make sure you utilize that circle of influence class and lesson plans, with Caper. You should have your Caper specialist should meet with your owner and director to talk about the schedule. So your kickoff time frame and all of the items that you need to focus on to schedule the events, leading up to the actual Caper event in March. So really sit down and create your timeline for the next 6 months. And then, get any feedback on ideas from your team, any feedback to your owner and director of what you need, and the permission that you need to really let yourself go creative with your future professionals. Make sure you're including your owners and directors in that process. Download and review the Caper files in Guide 7. So we actually made it quite easy for you. So when you go to the hub, and we'll post how and where, we separated the Caper file from everything Guide 7 related, so it's easy file access. So on the hub for you can't miss it. And then schedule on your calendar all the Caper updates. So, that December 15th reorder, when registration needs to be happening, and you'll get those dates as we go on, but also, scheduling our calls. And I'll send out a new call link for the remainder of our monthly calls on the correct format so that we have everybody available and there is no cap on the attendees. So because this is a monthly call, that was this week's focus, and then you're going to see 2 more sets of time frames for you to focus on until our next call. So the week of September 2nd and 8th, and also as a reminder, you as a Caper specialist received the entire Caper focus document that shows all of this information. You got that in an email. So this is just a reminder and in a pretty keynote. So you can see that it's available to you already. And if you lose, oh my gosh, I don't know what week we're supposed to be on, you already have that. So you don't need to screenshot this image. So for the focus of week September 2nd through the 8th, again, calendaring all your activities, your fire burners, all of those items that you need to do. Then you want to start looking at your checklist for planning Caper kickoff, which lives in the Caper files on the hub. Start gathering ideas to create your Caper map. Designing your place markers for the map. You need to have one for every future professional with their little faces on it or their names so that they can see them going from wherever you are to the beautiful Disneyland resort. And then start designing your locker talkers, and then getting your prizes. So some of you do include prizes for your kickoff event or those that go above and beyond during the sales of the event. So reach out to your local distributor, your businesses, or anyone that you know that could provide some really awesome prizes to make the incentive of not just the educational event that they're earning their way, but also some extra goodies. And then the last week before our call would be September 9th through the 15th. You would want to create your actual Caper teams with the learning leaders and future professionals. So those are like, for example, the red team or the blue team, or, you could have it a BU or B something team to really go in with that theme, but that's where you're assigning the future professionals to 1 or 2 specific learning leaders, and those learning leaders are responsible for supporting those future professionals as a small group to succeed. And you want to hand out the learning leader worksheets and explain what that means to them and what they earn if they do complete it, or whatever your school decides to do with the learning leaders. But this worksheet makes them do the work and support you as a Caper specialist by completing it and earning their way. Make sure you present to the Caper team and your learning leaders the marketing materials that we have provided. Make sure you start planning and allow the learning leaders to understand the highlights and happenings and events like friends and family events, Good Neighbor events, the Pet Rock events. So the different events that you can start planning and providing for them. Get those on the calendar. And then schedule a Design Your Life event for the first week of November. So making sure that you just right away get those events going so that you have the stamina of that kickoff is continuing to go and you don't drop off and lose momentum. Create progress charts for each future professional or the team so that you know how many are earning their way or are close to earning their way, and then be sure all the forms and materials needed, like the contract, your packet information, the order forms for the future professionals, everything is printed and ready for the kickoff. And then review the PM planner, which is available, and some of the items you saw for your caper displays, order any props that are needed or printed materials that are needed for you, and plan and a setup date for that to happen so that when kickoff happens, you know, your display is ready for them to see and available for them to just keep going. So some caper kickoff ideas that some of you have shared, which are really amazing, are, you know, the standard hair fashion show. Another one with a talent show, which I thought was really cool, so that, you know, going in with that theme of be you. So what is, you know, what makes you you, and what talent do you have that you could share? So that was really awesome. A carnival theme going in, kind of similar to that Greatest Showman. So a lot of us got to experience that beautiful song that Wynn shared during Summit from The Greatest Showman, where it's talking about, you know, this is me and this is who I am, and, you know, be you and be who you want to be. So a lot of the schools are kind of wanting to go on that carnival, Greatest Showman you know, route, which I think is awesome. Another school had said having, you know, learning leader do a hair battle and having the future professionals really see what the learning leaders can do. And then, of course, the skits that just describe the bags and what can go in the bags, and making it a fun event. So those are just some of the kickoff ideas. And then if you have ideas other than this, please share them so we can get it to the rest of the specialists, and maybe they would want to also follow suit. Our next caper specialist call is September 13th at 10 a.m. We'll go over, you know, items, updates that have happened, and then our weekly focuses, and really focus on that kickoff, answer any questions that you have to make that day specifically successful. So this is the exciting part. So caper support is literally just a click away. So on the hub, there are two areas that you're going to visit. So the planner and marketing materials are on the hub now. They're live, and you can visit them under Marketing, Campaigns, 2018, and then you're going to go to September to October 2018, and then you'll see the Caper 2019 file. The Caper planner is there and available for you to start printing what you need and you know, looking at the ideas that you need. And then all caper education, kickoff and event information. So all the items that you need for your kickoff, and then, you know, to learn about how the event works, that lives under guides and modules, Guide 7, Take Home Brand, and Caper Management, and then its very own Caper files. And then obviously Barb and I are always a click away via email. And here's our emails. If you do not have them available, write them down, and, you know, anything that you need, we're here for you to support you. So let's hear from you. I want to know, you know, what are you most looking forward to this caper season? So, you know, I sent an email out with a lot of information, and these were some of the questions that I had proposed to you, and I got a lot of great answers. But, you know, I really want to see interactively now, you know, what is it that you're most looking forward to for this caper season? So I'm actually going to throw Barb on the spot. Barb, what are you most looking forward to this caper season?
Working with all of the Career Connection, the salon companies, and the fact that we get to add a few more this year and make our Career Connection even greater. So that's really what I'm looking forward to at the event. But also the fact that we can help all these future professionals' dreams come true and do whatever we can to support everyone, all the Caper specialists.
Beautiful. That's what mine is absolutely getting to connect with you individually and help you really succeed, making sure the process for registration, goes smoothly, and just being the go-to person for you. It brings me such joy when I get an email with a question and it's like, oh my gosh, I need help, or I have this, random question, and I have the ability to answer, and just you writing back and saying, oh my gosh, thank you so much. It just, to be able to fill a need is what I'm most excited. And also for the event, seeing the future professionals, knowing that you had the opportunity to help them get there and earn their way there, and making the event come to fruition. When you see them walk off the bus or, the taxi cab or whatever it is that they're getting out of, and they see Disneyland and our banners for Paul Mitchell everywhere, and just their eyes light up like they've never experienced anything like this before, it gives me goosebumps, and it makes me want to just do this year after year after year. So that's why I'm most looking forward to.
Jen, I'm looking at the chat box. Do you want me to give you a couple of questions? So
yeah,
I can see. It says, so excited for Caper. When will the bags be shipped? So I believe that they're supposed to be shipped mid-September. Is that right? As far as you know, or do I need to confirm with Annie?
No, I believe it is mid-September.
Okay.
For some reason, I think the 18th was something I saw, but it really does depend on your location. So
okay, and you
guys,
it
definitely will be there before kickoff.
Make sure your operations leader knows, because last year we had situations where the bills were coming in and the operations leader didn't know what it was. So here's another question, Jen. Do students to be currently enrolled at the time of kickoff to compete, or do they just need to become enrolled during the sale duration period? For example, the class that starts on 10/23, can they
Oh, yeah. Yep. Any classes that start the entire time up until January 15th have the ability to compete and earn their way to go. Even those that graduate during that time. So if they sell their bags but they graduate, say, in December, they still have the opportunity to go as a graduate in March. They just obviously have to stay connected with you as a Caper specialist to know, flight arrangements and different items that they need to know in order to make it to the event. But yes, keep selling, keep opening it up to those people that are there.
Here's another question. When will we know the lineup of artists who will be at Caper this year?
I've been told that we will know by next call. So I will have that for you September 13th. Yes. We are just finalizing, everybody's schedule and making sure, but it's so close and I'm really excited.
So Valerie Edwards says that she doesn't think she got the email with all the info in it. So Val, if you could email Jen or myself separately and let us know what concerns you have, what info you think you're missing, and then we can help, okay? 2 questions. Is there going to be another launch video that we can show this year during the kickoff party? Also, the reorder date, 12/15. Okay, I'm glad that one came up. So regarding the reorder date of 12/15, you guys, that is your last reorder date, but you can reorder anytime from Caper kickoff all the way until December 15th. So 2 weeks into Caper, you're killing it and you're running low on product, you can place a reorder. Just always make sure that you're using the Caper form and that you're ordering in those case pack quantities, but you can reorder as many times you want up to and including December 15th. So that means around December 10th, you need to take stock of how many more people are still working to it, how much more product do I think I will need, what have been my top sellers so that I can set myself up to win with my inventory. Video, Jen, I'm not familiar with that. Do you know anything about video?
So we've had past videos of, past keepers to get them excited of, here's what we've had before. We won't have one from this last event, but we do have previous capers that should be available on Plugged In that you can utilize. So it's not going to show Disneyland, but it definitely will show the caper chaos and excitement and everything that they love to see, right, from previous ones. So I'll make sure that that's on Plugged In for you and available to utilize, because we know that always works really well.
Here's another question. It says, we're so excited. We also have student instructors competing this year for the first time. And does no one allow alumni to compete? Is that not an option?
So we will, I love that you asked for the alumni. We're working on something to see about having alumni. It is something we wanted to open, but we just need to get some really specific details going. So that will be, I'm hoping I will have that answer as well by the next call, a little bit more clear direction for that. And then I did see one that says, will there be a new Caper app to replace the one we used in 2018? Yes, there will be a new one. We'll have to do that same process where we'll update everything, and they'll need to delete the old one for those that have attended and re-upload the new one, but there will be the same amazing Caper app available that, keeps us, informed and really has that social media aspect available. And then
so
Tony asked, go ahead. You go ahead.
I have a question from Julie in Greenville. Just to clarify, they can only do a shampoo, conditioner, and styling aid, or could they choose multiple shampoos in one bag? So I would say that's up to you. Typically, the styling products have a higher sell price. So for the customer, there's a higher value for them there. But honestly, if you're fine with it and they really want 3 shampoos and they have amazing hair and don't need the styler, that's up to you. If you want to manage your inventory that way and make that available for those random guests and just make them happy, that's up to you.
Awesome. And then Tony asked from San Diego, can they buy their ticket up front this year? Yes, absolutely. They can buy their ticket up front. So, work on that. It's up to you as a school how many you want to have do that. But just keep in mind the product order that you placed, you also want to have that be successful as well, so you're not sitting on product. But absolutely, that ticket up front is available for both future professionals that either want to just pay their way to go or want to earn their way to go. And then Arnita says, do we know the estimated turnaround time when we place reorders? And I think that's based on their distributor, correct?
It is. So whatever your normal turnaround time is for a product order from whoever you order from, you should expect it to be around the same time because, again, it's open stock product. It's product that they should have on hand at all times. And it's not like they have to reach out to JPMS to get a special, whatchamajigger for the promotion. So that should be pretty much the same.
Beautiful. So just a few more questions that were out. So please identify who on your team is going to be your biggest supporter, because this is a huge event for you to take on as a specialist. You really want to make sure that you have as much support as possible with, your teammates. So think of someone that you're going to go to, whether it's your director or your education leader or your core specialist, who there in your school is going to be your biggest supporter. And then I want to hear from you lastly, what, for those of you that have experienced caper before, what is your favorite caper memory from years past? And we'll see a couple that come up, and then we'll go ahead and end this call and reconvene next month.
I just saw a nice compliment to us from Arnita, Jen. Arnita, thank you so much for those kind words. I think you can tell that we're so passionate about this and about being here for you. But I do want to take a minute to give a shout out to Jen. She is, first of all, a joy to work with. Her follow-up is impeccable. She's super smart and super kind. But I was just sitting here looking at all of the tips she's providing you and how she's laying everything out to make it so easy for you guys to be successful. And I just wanted to give a shout out to Jen, because in looking at all of that, all we have to do is follow the systems and the guidelines that she gives us, and we really can help but be successful. So thank you so much for all of this extensive support, Jen.
Oh, thank you, Barb, so much. I just got goosebumps. It really is my pleasure to do. It makes me love my job to be connected with you and everyone. So thank you. So Arnita is just on fire. So she says that looking over and watching all my future professionals realize that they made the right choice and watch them in tears as they listen to the motivation. I went as a future professional and then as an educator and caper specialist, and it has been life-changing for me both times. So to see the passion in their eyes and know exactly what they felt was my favorite part. I feel that too. I also was a homegrown graduate, and it is it's almost like being a parent and taking your kids going to Disneyland and then taking your kids to Disneyland for the first time and revisiting that first experience. That's what you get with your future professionals. You really just, it's glorious to experience it through someone else's eyes and be a part of that versus your own. I can't explain it, but you did a really great job, Arnita, saying that. And then Joey, from Costa Mesa, when the doors open to general session is one of the best parts of Caper. They are so happy to get to meet other future professionals from other schools and get to see the amazing PMAE and JPMS artists. I agree. This is that one experience where they can connect with, their comrades and their sisters and brothers from all over the country and see that there are other people just like them doing the same thing and in the same passionate industry, and to connect and just make lifelong friends. I've really seen those people that have stayed friends and stayed connected from different states meeting at Caper. So that's, something that's really awesome. Let's see, this is a great one. So Jonathan, he says, my favorite Caper memory was our amazing marketing training held at this past Caper. It was my first time experiencing Caper, and it was a memory I will never forget. So I think that was admissions with Stephanie Melvin and that amazing team, right, Jonathan? That is actually going to happen again this year. And you can't not have you together as a group there. It just really is an amazing experience for the admissions leader to take back and really help with those enrollments. So, Caper is not just, a sales and educational event. It really is an enrollment building tool as well. And then Stephen Comp, I love when the future professionals post on social media on how much fun they've had and the education they received at Caper and how it was life-changing to them. And to add on to that, Stephen, just so you know, I am still on that Caper app from 2018, and they're still posting. They are still connecting with each other, posting haircuts and colors that they've done and things that they've done. They're still using that tool to connect with each other, which is crazy, that they still have that connection, and it's really fun to see that. And then Ruby from Temecula, I love the kickoffs. Once our school stops overthinking the kickoffs, we can simply have fun and not be stressed. And I get that feeling, you know, planning and preparing a kickoff, it's like planning and preparing the event of the season. So there is a lot of stress, but as soon as those lights go off and the stage lights come on and your future professionals that are on the Caper team just start going for that kickoff, you as a specialist can take a deep breath, a sigh of relief that you did it and it's in their hands and it's the best that it's ever been year after year. So, you know, awesome. So I just want to say, yeah, of course.
I just want to share Brandy's. This is so sweet. We had a future professional say this was the first time she felt she belonged and wasn't a weirdo. She stated that she found her people and it brought me to tears.
Oh my gosh. Yes. And that is, I mean, it's, you know, our industry is so encompassing of all and especially our Paul Mitchell company, you know, the schools and John Paul Mitchell systems together. It's, you know, it goes with our theme, just be you. And now you can be around a bunch of other youths that are supportive and just as weird and crazy and exciting and fun. So I love what I do, and I know, Barb, you love what you do, and everyone on this call, you know, I just wish we could do a big old kumbaya group hug because we are so, I think the visionaries of this, it takes a lot to take on this event, and I just want to face you as visionaries and give you a giant virtual hug for taking this on, and I can't wait to see your success. So we'll go ahead and end the call now. And Barb, thank you so much again, and I hope that you can join us next month for our call if you can, and we can really hear from you. And I love that we have the ability to connect with you interactively, personally. So thanks, everyone. And if you have any questions, please reach out. And again, this call was recorded and will be available and sent out to you for you to share or to listen again. So thank you all, and have a great Thursday, and happy Labor Day.
Bye.